Welcome to day 102 of the journey. And if there are any artifacts in the camera, I apologize. I'm trying to figure out the video on this new camera. I'll try to get back to, fixing that. So if there are, bear with me. But 102, 102 days up, 102 days down, and I've hit a very interesting time. And I'll tell you why. For the past 3 weeks, with the exception of Thanksgiving, I have been hovering around the same weight, around 232 pounds. That's after giving my body 4 weeks of stabilizing at about 2,000 calories and then bumping it down to 1,500 for about a week and a half. I should be losing weight, and yet I'm not. And so right now I'd like to kind of think through a very important question. And that question is, why? So, I've been doing cardio and I've been lifting weights, and lifting weights specifically to determine where my starting weight is whenever I start my strength program. Now, I plan on starting my strength program at about 215 or 220 pounds. That's 10 to 15 pounds lower than what I am right now. That should give me a comfortable margin as far as my body fat percentage whenever I'm lifting weights, because you expect that in a caloric surplus, even if it's a small caloric surplus, you're probably going to be putting on fat in addition to putting on muscle. So I wanted to keep that body fat percentage below 25. My caloric deficit right now with my food program, my cardio, and my lifting should be somewhere between 600 to 1,000 calories a day, so I should be losing weight, and yet I'm not. Why am I not losing weight? And I've thought it through, and the only things that really make sense to me, I've thought about a ton of things, but the two things that make sense, the most sense, are either A, I am not keeping up with the food program as well as I should, which is totally, my cat is trying to, he wants to get outside right now. I'm not going to let him. Ignore my cat. So either A, I'm not keeping up with the food program as much as I should, which is possible, or B, in lifting weights, I am actually putting on muscle. Which again, possible, because at my current state, I'm fully detrained. Being fully detrained means that my body can go through rapid changes. I can put on muscle rapidly, and I can also, at the same time that I put on muscle, I can also lose fat. So, considering that the other week I was 26.5% body fat whenever I checked with some calipers, I checked the other day and I was hovering just over 26. Which means that I am putting on muscle and losing fat. So that's happening. So if that's happening right now, just from being on the food program and eating fairly well and also lifting weights, there's another big question that I've got to ask myself, and it's, is it really worth it to start the strength program when I'm 10 to 15 pounds less than I am now, or should I just go ahead and start it? So that's something that I've been thinking about, and I'll eventually come to, I guess, a conclusion. I don't have to yet, because I'm not off of my 2-week cycle of 1,500 calories. But regardless of that, I still think that right now, all of the easy weight has come off. So if I want to continue my progress, and I do, then I'm going to need to spike the intensity of my workouts. And if I really want this, I also have to stick to the food program, or a food program, something intelligent. A plan is what I need, and I need to keep with it. So I can't afford to spend 3 weeks at the same weight, because if I keep doing that, then I'm never going to be making my goal of my April photo shoot. More on that, I guess, in a later video. I'll talk about that. That's really cool. So I think that at this point, the honeymoon phase is kind of over with just being on the food program. and being able to lose weight. And I've got to step it up. Now is when the real work begins. Keep moving forward.